When one thinks of a bird, the image that often comes to mind is of a creature soaring high in the sky, its wings catching the wind. Yet, on the stark, icy shores of the southern hemisphere, there exists a most remarkable bird that has traded the boundless sky for the deep, mysterious ocean. This is the penguin, a member of the Sphenicidae family. They are birds, to be sure, with feathers, beaks, and they lay eggs, just like their airborne cousins. But evolution has shaped them for a very different existence, turning their wings into powerful, paddle-like flippers, perfectly designed not for flight, but for a life spent swimming in the frigid sea. Their appearance is instantly recognizable and utterly charming. Most penguin species sport a distinctive black and white plumage, often described as a tuxedo. This is no mere fashion statement. It is a clever form of camouflage called countershading. From above, their black backs blend in with the dark, inky depths of the ocean, making them difficult for predators in the air to spot. From below, their white bellies merge with the bright, sunlit surface of the water, concealing them from predators lurking in the deep. This simple, elegant design is a key to their survival in a world of constant threat. Penguins are creatures of the southern hemisphere, a fact that surprises many who imagine them sharing the Arctic with polar bears. But no, their world is south of the equator. While we strongly associate them with the colossal ice sheets of Antarctica, their habitats are surprisingly diverse. They can be found on the subantarctic islands, where tussock grass and rocky shores dominate the landscape. They also inhabit the temperate coastlines of South America, Australia, and New Zealand. One species, the Galapagos penguin, has even made its home right on the equator, using the cold, nutrient-rich Humboldt Current to survive in such an unexpected tropical location. Among the 17 or so species of penguin, there is a wonderful variety in size and character. The most magnificent of all is the emperor penguin, standing nearly 4 feet tall and braving the harshest conditions on Earth to breed during the Antarctic winter. On the other end of the scale is the enchanting little blue penguin, also known as the fairy penguin, which is the smallest of all, barely reaching over a foot in height. Each species has its own unique features, from the flamboyant yellow crest of the rockhopper penguin to the distinct white ring around the eye of the Adelie penguin, a true Antarctic specialist. The social life of a penguin is a bustling, noisy, and highly organized affair. Most penguins are colonial birds, gathering in vast groups called rookeries or colonies, which can number in the thousands or even hundreds of thousands. These dense communities provide safety in numbers, making it more difficult for predators to single out an individual. Within the colony, communication is constant and vital. Penguins use a complex repertoire of calls, from trumpeting announcements to intimate murmurs, to locate their mates and chicks amidst the clamor of the crowd. Each penguin's voice is unique, allowing them to find their family with astonishing accuracy. Their movement on land is as characteristic as their appearance. The famous penguin waddle is not just endearing, it is an efficient way to conserve energy. By rocking from side to side, they sway their center of gravity, which helps them move across the uneven, slippery terrain of ice and rock with surprising stability. When the snow is deep, some penguins have another, more entertaining mode of transport: tobogganing. They flop onto their bellies and push themselves forward with their flippers and feet, sliding across the ice with joyful abandon, a behavior that is both practical and seemingly playful. The breeding cycle is the central event in a penguin's life, a period of great effort and devotion. Most penguins form monogamous pairs for a breeding season, and some, like the Gentoo penguin, may stay together for many years. Courtship involves intricate rituals of head bobbing, bowing, and calling. Nest building varies by species. Some, like the Adelie, meticulously gather stones to create a small mound, while the emperor penguin builds no nest at all, instead incubating its single egg on its feet, tucked under a warm fold of skin known as a brood pouch. This is a remarkable adaptation to the extreme cold of the Antarctic winter. Once the chicks hatch, they are completely dependent on their parents for warmth and food. The parents take turns journeying to the sea to hunt, returning to regurgitate food for their hungry offspring. As the chicks grow larger and develop their insulating, downy feathers, they are often gathered into groups called creches. This collective childcare allows both parents to go fishing at the same time, ensuring the youngsters are well fed. The creche also provides warmth and protection from predatory birds like skuas, a wonderful example of cooperative survival in a challenging world. While they may seem awkward on land, penguins are transformed into creatures of incredible grace and power the moment they enter the water. Their bodies are masterpieces of hydrodynamic design, a solid, streamlined torso, a layer of insulating blubber, and a coat of tightly packed waterproof feathers all combine to make them perfectly suited for life in the cold ocean. Their bones are solid, not hollow, like those of flying birds, which helps them dive deep into the water without the buoyancy that would pull them back to the surface. It is a body built for a different kind of flight, through water. Their swimming technique is breathtaking to behold. Using their powerful flippers, they propel themselves through the water with such speed and agility that they appear to be flying underwater. They can reach speeds of over 15 miles per hour and can change direction with a flick of their tail and feet, which act as rudders. One fascinating technique they use is called porpoising, where they leap out of the water in a shallow arc as they swim. This allows them to breathe without slowing down, and may also help them confuse predators and travel more efficiently over long distances. A penguin's diet consists entirely of creatures caught in the sea. The specific menu depends on the species and its location, but it generally includes krill, small crustaceans that are abundant in the Southern Ocean, squid, and various types of fish. Hunting is a demanding task that requires incredible stamina and skill. Penguins may dive hundreds of times a day, sometimes reaching astonishing depths. The emperor penguin, for instance, has been recorded diving to over 1,800 feet and staying submerged for more than 20 minutes on a single breath, a feat that pushes the limits of avian biology. To survive in a saltwater environment, penguins have evolved a special gland located just above their eyes, called the supraorbital gland. This gland functions like a desalination plant, filtering excess salt from their bloodstream. The salt is then excreted as a concentrated saline solution that drips down from their beak. This remarkable adaptation allows them to drink seawater and eat salty prey without becoming dehydrated, enabling them to spend weeks or even months at sea on long foraging trips, far from any source of fresh water on land. Life for a penguin is fraught with danger. In the water, their primary natural predators are leopard seals and orca whales, powerful hunters that patrol the edges of the ice. On land, the eggs and chicks are vulnerable to predatory birds, such as skuas and giant petrels, who are always watching for an opportunity to snatch an unguarded meal. Survival in this world requires constant vigilance. The colony provides some measure of safety, but the journey to and from the sea remains a perilous one. A gauntlet that every adult penguin must run repeatedly to feed itself and its family. Beyond these natural threats, penguins now face a growing number of challenges created by humans. Climate change is perhaps the most significant, as warming temperatures are causing the sea ice they depend on for breeding and resting to melt at an alarming rate. Overfishing of krill and fish depletes their primary food sources, forcing them to travel farther and expend more energy to find a meal. Pollution, such as oil spills and plastic debris, also poses a direct and deadly threat to these magnificent birds. Conservation efforts are now more critical than ever to protect their habitats and ensure their survival for future generations. Penguins are full of surprising and fascinating behaviors. Once a year, they undergo a process called a catastrophic molt, where they lose all their old, worn feathers at once. During this period, which can last for several weeks, their coats are no longer waterproof, so they must remain on land and fast until their new feathers grow in. Another interesting fact is the importance of their droppings, known as guano. Over centuries, vast deposits of guano build up in their colonies, so rich in nutrients that they create fertile pockets in an otherwise barren landscape, influencing the entire local ecosystem. It is no wonder that humans have such a deep affection for penguins. Their upright, almost human-like posture, their comical waddle, and their devoted family lives resonate with us. They have become stars of documentary films and animated movies, representing resilience, community, and survival against the odds. In a world full of extraordinary creatures, the penguin stands out. It is a symbol of the wild and beautiful extremities of our planet, a bird that has conquered the cold not by fleeing it, but by embracing it, proving that there is more than one way to be a master of the air, or in this case, the sea.